What's going on, Jam Fam? Welcome back to the gaming station. Today, we're going to be doing a Q&A video. I just got back from a road trip to Nashville, Tennessee. I went there to go see the Buffalo Bills play the Tennessee Titans, and unfortunately, we lost that game, but I had a great time on my weekend, and I really took some time to rest and recharge my batteries because I have been getting a little burned out lately, and I honestly was totally unplugged. I was barely on Discord. I didn't watch any YouTube, and I didn't play any Brawl Stars at all. I just, I lived my real life. I lived in the moment. It was a great time. Like I said, it sucks that we lost the game, but the city of Nashville was great. I had a lot of fun there. There was a lot of things to do, and it's an experience I'll remember for the rest of my life. But back to the video today. Like I said, we're gonna be doing a Q&A video because I need some content to do. I figured it would be easy, and it's been requested by a lot of people, a lot of the newer people who haven't seen my original 100 sub special Q&A video. None of this is gonna be scripted. Everything's coming off the top of my head. So if I stutter a little bit or I repeat myself a couple times, that's why. Yeah. So let's get into the first question. We're gonna answer the questions, I think, from the oldest to the newest. I might mix up a couple here and there. Let's get into it. All right, so first off, we got Togo Mage. He's asking who is my least favorite brawler? My least favorite brawler is Lou. I hate Lou with a passion. Starting right from the beginning, his design is bad in my opinion. I don't really like the fact that he's like a snow cone machine or whatever. I think it's kind of stupid. Plus, his voice lines are terrible, like Uncle Lou is here for you, and what's the other one? Raspberry Twirl. Ah, God, it's so lame. I cringe every time I hear it, and I just don't find him, like, funny. And then his shot mechanics and his super are... I hate his shot mechanics. I can never land his shots, so that's a personal thing. But I hate playing against Lou because his super is one of the most annoying things to get caught in. It's, like, impossible to get out, and you're just stuck there. And then if he's running the cryo freeze, whatever, he can freeze you so easy. Just overall, I hate Lou. I hate Lou's design, and I hate his mechanics. So that's just me. All right, next question. This person is POV. You called Beluga cringe. I have no idea what that means, but thanks for commenting on the post. He said, "Can you play Brawl Stars with your feet?" Can I play Brawl Stars with my feet? Possibly. Can I play Brawl Stars good with my feet? Absolutely not. I can't play Brawl Stars good to begin with. So why would I play with my feet and try to be good? I'm probably not ever going to do a video of playing Brawl Stars with my feet because it's a little weird, and I don't think I would have a good time recording it. You guys would probably love to watch me rage about it, but I don't think I'm going to do that. All right, next question. Mary says, play Brawl Stars with reverse controls with your knuckles or your feet, or play Mortis in Power League. Mary, none of that's a question, man. Next one. BenP, what's your favorite gadget to use? My favorite gadget would probably be Carl's flying hook. Carl's one of my more favored brawlers, and I'm really good with Carl. And flying hook kind of allows you to play him more like an assassin. You can really use his super a lot more aggressively. You don't have to wait until you're like super close to somebody or use it to get up to somebody. You can jump right on them and then pop your super. And it pairs really nice with protective pirouette. So that's probably my favorite gadget to use. Other ones that I really like, unironically, I do like fidget spinner for Dynamite. I don't know why, but I just have a lot of fun when I play with fidget spinner. Rocket laces for Brock, even though I'll never use it again until they, destroy. I mean, they kind of already destroyed Rocket Fuel, but Rocket Fuel is just super nice for Brock, so it makes it so much easier to play. But Rocket Laces is a lot of fun for him. Back when that was his only gadget, I did like that one a lot. But Flying Hook right now is absolutely my favorite gadget. All right, next up we got Jimmy, and Jimmy asked a lot of questions. He's got 8 questions on here, so we'll start from the top and then we'll work our way down. Jimmy says, what would be your favorite brawler if BB didn't exist? I just said that Carl's one of my more preferred brawlers, so it would probably be Carl. I also really like Poco. I almost became a Poco main at one point, but then I discovered that I really like BB a lot more. So, and plus Poco is kind of like team dependent. You're not gonna carry anybody when you're playing Poco. So yeah, Carl, Poco, Griff, and I do like Meg a lot, but I don't know if she's like a top 5 brawler for me. I'd really have to look at the roster and look at and see if she would actually break top 5, but I did enjoy playing her up to 500. But anyway, back to your question. Yeah, probably Carl, and then maybe Poco and Griff. Next question from Jimmy is, what was your reaction when the short blew up? So initially I was really excited about the short blowing up. It was really exciting to watch all the views roll in and, you know, all the subs that rolled in from it. It was really caught me off guard too, because normally the normal trend with shorts is that they, you know, they blow up for a couple days, then they die, and then that's it. With the Amber short, it blew up to I think like 1,500 or 2,000 views, and then it died, and then like a month later it picked up, and it never stopped until like the end of January, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, it was really exciting to see. But now after it's over and I'm dealing with the fallout of that, when I realized that nobody's moving over to the long form videos and it just looks like my channel's dead, dealing with the fallout of that, I honestly kind of wish it never had happened, because now my channel has 7,000 subscribers, but I get like 100 views on a good video, and my streams are like 4 people. So I don't know, it kind of like inflated my channel, and it kind of makes it look like I'm a bad creator when that's really not the case. I don't know, that's just the way I feel. Next question from Jimmy is, why do you think streaming was good for your channel, and how are you expecting your channel to go? Why do I think streaming was good for my channel? So I started streaming for 2 reasons. One reason was to engage with you guys as viewers on a consistent basis. So like twice a week. Well, originally it was only going to be once a week, but now we're doing twice a week. So twice a week, we can all, you know, hop on YouTube and hang out. You guys can interact with me directly, you know, because, you know, it's fine to comment back and forth for a little bit. But when you hang out in a stream, you know, you can talk to me directly. I'll talk to you. I'll answer your questions or whatever right away. And, you know, we can always banter back and forth. So for viewer engagement, I really enjoy streaming. The other reason was that I really wanted to boost my watch time as much as possible. And that's not really so much a factor right now, because I unlist my streams. So that removes the watch time a day later or whatever. But yeah, so I figured that if I could get 10 people in to watch a 2-hour stream, that's 20 hours of watch time just from streaming and playing some Brawl Stars for 2 hours, which I'm probably going to do in a day anyway. But the problem is that I started unlisting my streams because I was worried that it was kind of killing my channel, that I was worried that YouTube was pushing out my streams instead of actual videos. So I started unlisting them in hopes that my video views would start to boost up. But unfortunately, I haven't really seen any fruits from that, so I may start relisting the streams. But as of right now, I do like the way the channel looks a lot better with having them unlisted. The main reason why I keep streaming is to try to you know, just to keep engaging with you guys, because you guys do, the people who show up to the streams enjoy the streams. And how do I think my channel's going to go? So that's one thing that's been it's been weighing pretty heavy on me, if I'm honest, because I have all these. We started the year after the Amber short at 8,100 subscribers, and now we're down to what, 78, 79, whatever. And watching the subs be lost every single day for no fault of my own, just them just falling off or whatever. I don't know if their bot account's getting deleted or if YouTube's automatically unsubbing people, but since probably about mid-February, nonstop, every day I've had to look at my channel and see that I'm losing 2 subs here, 3 subs here, 5 subs here, 15 subs some days. Yeah, so seeing all the subs, it's actually made it a metric I can't even look at anymore, because I literally don't have positive growth. I haven't had it in a long time. The only time I do is when there's a like Brawl Talk and I do a reaction video. Sometimes I'll gain some subs from that, but it's always fighting against the subs that are falling off. So what am I trying to say here? Let me try to sum this up as quickly in as few words as possible. As far as how my channel's growing, I can't look at subscribers to try to figure out my channel growth. I have to focus on views and watch time, which watch time is amazingly far. It's up a lot. I've almost tripled my watch time on some videos, where I was averaging 1 minute of watch time. I'm now averaging 3 minutes of watch time, which is really good depending on the video. But my views are still right where they were. So what that's telling me is that you guys are enjoying my content, but I'm having a hard time getting more people to actually click on it. As far as what I'm expecting my channel to do, honestly, I think I'm kind of stuck in a rut and I don't know what to do to get out of it. And that's one of the things I was trying to think about over my vacation. And I don't know if I came up with a solution, but we're going to try some things. Question 4 from Jimmy. Jimmy, can you unban me from Discord? No, you got banned from Discord because you were against terms of service. So if you are not against terms of service, talk to me about it in stream. Number 5, when are you going to play Undertale or Deltarune? I'm probably not going to play Deltarune because it's a mod game that I don't know how to install and I don't really have any interest in it. I might try Undertale eventually. I don't think I'm going to do it on stream or anything like that, unless I quit Brawl Stars or something. But, I mean, it's on my list. That and Hollow Knight are on my list to play. I just haven't gotten around to them yet. Question 6 from Jimmy. Do you think you will ever get a rank 30 one day? No. I'm not good enough to get a rank 30. I can get rank 25s if I actually am good with the Brawler and have time to play, but I don't think I'll ever get a rank 30. Question 7. What's your favorite social media app or social media, and why? People have favorite apps? That's really weird. My favorite social media is probably Twitter, because that's the only one I actually use. I hate Facebook, and Instagram's stupid, but I use Twitter. And question 8. What the dog doing? All right, next up, we got King Midget. And Midget's first question is going to be, which dog do you prefer? My dog is a German Shepherd, and the reason why I got a German Shepherd is because I wanted a German Shepherd. So, went out of my way to make sure I went out and got a German Shepherd. If I couldn't have gotten a German Shepherd, I would have liked something like a Lab or a Golden Retriever. I do like those dogs a lot. They're very cool. They're very smart. But yeah, German Shepherds are my favorite dogs. Labs, Golden Retrievers. I do like Huskies, but you know, I can't even say that I don't like the hair of Huskies because German Shepherds shed just as much as them. So I would probably get a Husky too. I'd consider it. So probably any of those, what, 4, 5? Question 2. What's your real life name? I'll give you my first name. My first name's John. Jam is my initials, and the J in that is John. But I'm not going to give you the rest because I'm not going to dox myself. So John is my real name. Question 4. What do you use for editing software? My editing software is DaVinci Resolve. I used to use a free program called Shotcut. DaVinci Resolve is free, but there's pay features. But I used to use Shotcut, which was 100% free. But that's not like the best editor. So I moved over to DaVinci Resolve when I got my new computer. It does the job. You know, I know it very well, so I can edit. I can edit faster on it now. And it has every feature that I need. So maybe one day I'll upgrade to like Adobe Premiere or whatever, but I don't want to pay for it, and DaVinci Resolve gets the job done, so that's what we're going to stick with for now. Question number 6. Top tip for small creators. There's a couple of them. So first off, I just want to make this clear. I still view myself as a small creator because even though I have 7,000 subs, like I explained in the Jimmy part of the video, nobody actually moved over to my videos and stuff, and because I quit doing shorts, it's not like my channel's blowing up or anything. So I probably realistically only have like 500 real subscribers. But my top tip for creators would be to upload consistently. Make sure you're on a schedule. Try to get at least one video done a week. If you can do daily, that's amazing. But I mean, not everybody can do daily videos. So once or twice a week is probably your best upload schedule you want to do. Try to make sure you're always improving your skills, whether that's in your editing software, in your editing style, or your thumbnails, or whatever type of content you're creating. If you read off a script, try to make sure you're always improving on your reading skills, or your voiceover skills and stuff like that. My third tip, but it's probably the least important, try to do collabs once in a while. Don't make it your main form of content, but try to comment on other people's videos and try to link up with them if they do similar types of content to you. Like if you're a trick shotter, try to do like trick shotting collabs with somebody, or if you just like to do challenge gameplay and somebody else does challenge gameplay, try to do a challenge together or something like that, or like race them in a challenge, kind of like Point Crow and Small Ant 1 do sometimes. Like I said, don't make that your top type of content because you want to make sure you're focusing on yourself not selfishly focusing on yourself, but make sure you're focusing on your content more than actually getting involved with other people's content, you know? If that makes sense. All right, we're going to move on. Question 6. Have you ever teamed in Showdown? Yes. As much as I badmouth Showdown and I hate it, I have teamed in Showdown, but the only time I ever team in Showdown is when I'm extremely tilted and I just want to make my trophies back, and I don't care about anything else. Honestly, though, half the time it goes bad and I end up losing more trophies anyway, which tilts me even more. And at that point, I close the game, but I have teamed in Showdown to try to get trophies back when I'm tilted. All right, moving on. Sackcham says, what's your age? I'm 29 years old, probably a little bit older than most people expected, but yeah, 29. DDZ, Question. Are you pregnant? Next question. Odie. Do you have a job outside of YouTube? If you do, what is it? Yeah, I got a job. I work full-time overnights at a casino that's about 15 minutes from my house. I repair and install slot machines there. It's an all right job. It gets the job. It gets the bills paid. I used to like it a lot more, but after about 10 years of doing it, kind of over it, but it gets the bills paid, so I'm not going to complain too much about it in this video. All right, next up, we got Agent T. What's a game you thought you'd like, but you actually hated? I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of a hard question for me to answer because I'm really weird about buying games or playing games. I actually wait for reviews for games to come out before I actually put money down on them. First off, I don't believe pre-ordering games is a good business practice. It doesn't make sense to give my money to a company before they deliver it on the goods. I don't do that. I stopped doing that years ago. And nowadays, when I see a game that I like, I'll get hyped for it. Good examples of this are like, what was that CD Projekt Red game that just failed? Cyberpunk 2077, Fallout 76, Anthem, those types of games are like, those are 3 games that like I was super hyped for when the trailers dropped, and all the way up until their release I could not wait for. And then when the updates actually dropped, or when the games actually dropped and the reviews came out, I was thoroughly disappointed in the problems that they had. Like 2077 had like massive bugs and it was just terrible. It was almost unplayable on certain consoles. Fallout 76, it's got all its microtransactions issues, and that's also a buggy mess. And then Anthem is just dead. It's just a boring game to play, stuff like that. So if answering your question, those games would probably be the ones that I was like the most upset about, but I never actually bought them. So and the reason why I don't actually hate the concept of those games, but the fact that I can't play them makes me hate them. But like I said, I don't really get burned by games because I don't buy them until I actually know what they're going to be like and what to expect to go into them. I hope that answers your question, T. All right, next up, we got Gumball. Gumball says, what game modes do you hate in Brawl Stars, and what is your favorite game mode in Brawl Stars? So, Showdown is definitely my least favorite mode. First off, it's not because I'm bad at the mode, even though I am. I'm not mechanically gifted in aiming and dodging in Brawl Stars, so that makes me bad in Showdown. But objectively speaking, I don't like Showdown because of the teaming and the bush camping, and I just find it boring personally. Like, Battle Royale isn't my thing. That's why I don't play Fortnite. That's why I don't play Apex. It's just not my thing. I never really found that genre fun, and having it in Brawl Stars I don't think really helps the concept of the game, because Brawl Stars is supposed to be a MOBA game, but they also have a Battle Royale mode, and it kind of splits the community in two, because when you get a Showdown player in 3v3, they're not always the best. They might be good at winning their lane, but they're not the best in like team fights and stuff like that. And when you get a player like me who's better in 3v3s over in Showdown, we just suck. Showdown's my least favorite mode. Other modes I don't like, Knockout and Bounty, because randoms are just bad in those modes and they make it almost unwinnable. And then as for my favorite game mode, my favorite game modes are Heist and Siege. And that's because I actually really like the ebbs and flows of Siege and Heist when they're played correctly. Knowing when to go on offense and wanting to drop back to defense and trying to maintain mid control. I think those are the modes that actually require the most amount of reactionary thought, if that makes sense. Like, you need to understand situational Brawl Stars a lot more to be better in those modes than you do in, say, Gem Grab or Brawl Ball, where that's more about control and knowing. I mean, you do need to know when to go aggressive in those modes, but not like Heist. You need, like in Heist and Siege, you need to know when to go aggressive and when to not be aggressive and when to get out of there. I don't know. I just find those modes the most fun to me. Actually, true story, before I started YouTube, I almost only played Heist and Siege. Those are the only 2 modes I used to play. But nowadays especially, it's really hard to play those modes because of the 2-hour rotation thing. But that's neither here nor there. We'll move on to the next question. I've been rambling for 23 minutes. Hope you guys enjoy this. All right. Scar on his Stuff and Animals FNAF account says, if Brawl Stars got too boring to you, what would you do to make videos about on your channel? Also, sorry to hear about the Bills loss. Saw the highlights. Big F. I know it sucks the Bills lost, especially having Josh Allen slip on the goal line like that. That's really upsetting, but it is what it is. We'll bounce back. We got a bye week. We'll be ready to go in the next couple weeks. as to your question, Scar, what would I do if Brawl Stars got too boring to me and I didn't want to make videos on them anymore? Somebody else asked this. Pyro asked if the game died, what would I make videos on? So we're gonna lump these two together. So Scar and Pyro, what I would do if Brawl Stars died or if I got too bored of it. It's actually something I've been thinking about a lot, especially the last couple weeks, because my channel has been low-key dying, even though it was never really alive. Anyway, my channel's been dying, and I'm not really breaking through in the Brawl Stars community, so it has something I kicked the tires on a little bit. But ultimately, I don't know what I would do. I would probably try a couple different things, just to see what sticks. Some things that I thought about, maybe Pokemon. I would probably try like Nuzlocking or something to see how you guys would react to that. Because I do like Nuzlocks, and I did one a couple weeks or a few months ago, I should say, and I had a lot of fun, but I never finished it because I had to put it down. Maybe some other Nintendo games like Legend of Zelda, probably not Mario because I'm not that big of a fan of Mario. But another thing that I would really like to do is like there's like video game essay people that like they make games like retrospective type games. King K is a big one that comes to mind. Arlo kind of does something similar to that. So those like something kind of like those guys would be like a good idea to me, because I do enjoy those types of videos too. Those are a lot more work and there's a lot more editing that goes into those. So I don't know how often I would actually be able to do videos like that, but that is something that like I would be interested in doing eventually. But I don't know if it depends. It all depends on like what happens with the Brawl Stars channel and all that. So to answer the question more directly, because you know I do go on these little rants a little bit. Maybe Pokemon, maybe video essays, maybe Legend of Zelda, something like that. Maybe. I highly doubt I would get any first-person shooter games, because that's just not my cup of tea normally. And I don't know what other mobile game I would actually get into that people would actually enjoy. So, anyway, we're gonna move on. Pepe the Bird says, "Is Iserges gadget illegal? Is Iserges gadget illegal?" All right, now that I can read, is Iserges gadget illegal? No, it's not illegal. It's kind of broken. It's kind of not fun to play against sometimes, depending on the brawler you're playing against. But no, it's not illegal. Peter File says, "Is JAM an acronym?" It's my initials, not an acronym. Like I said earlier, John, and then my middle name and my last name. But it's not an acronym. Next up, we got Delta. What's your least favorite skin? What's your least favorite skin? For me, it's Vicious BB. My least favorite skin? All right. You know what it would probably be? No Hat Mortis. Obviously, everybody hates No Hat Mortis. But as far as like actual skin, I kind of hate... this might just be sour grapes right now that I'm like super bitter that I actually paid money for this skin. But that newest Supercell creator skin, the Colette one, Gladiator Colette, don't buy that skin. 150 gems for that skin is so overrated. And I don't know. I think that skin's just terrible. Vicious BB is not that bad, in my opinion. I think that, you know, that skin doesn't do too much. It's not trying to do too much. And it looks fine aesthetically. It's not my favorite BB skin by any means, but it's not my least favorite. Next up, we got Hyrule. Mr. Hyrule says, there's too many questions, but what game would you do if Brawl Stars didn't exist in your channel? All right, so this is a little bit different than what Pyro and Scar asked, and that is that if Brawl Stars never existed. And honestly, if Brawl Stars didn't exist, I probably wouldn't have ever started my channel. I did kick the tires on and starting my channel for a long time. I used to actually have this channel as a Castle Clash channel. That's like a Clash Royale, or not Clash Royale. That's like a clone game of Clash of Clans. It's a little different, but yeah, I did it for a little while, but I was never into it, and that was like 5 years ago. But now, and then for like the last 2 or 3 years, I kicked the tires on starting the channel. And then in 2020, the very start of 2020, I finally decided to commit to actually doing the channel. And that's actually at the exact same time I was getting back into Brawl Stars, and I was super excited. I really liked Brawl Stars. So figured I might as well just jump in, get started in Brawl Stars and shoot my shot. And if it wasn't for quarantine, I don't know if I would have stuck with it, but I definitely learned a lot and spent a lot of time in quarantine doing Brawl Stars, and I don't think I'm gonna stop doing YouTube now that I'm like so into doing it. But at the same time, if Brawl Stars had never existed, I don't know if I ever would have made that jump into doing Brawl Stars or into doing YouTube. So yeah. All right, and then we got Bra Moment, which I believe is Atrex's second account. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what that is. But he wants to know, do I think Brawl Stars has fallen from grace? And if so, when did it happen? Do I think Brawl Stars has fallen from grace? No, I don't think Brawl Stars has fallen from grace. I think the issue we have is that they have taken all of their time and effort and put a good majority of it into this club update, whether that's Club Wars, Club Features, whatever you want to call it. We'll call it Club Wars, but we all know well that it may not be Club Wars in the way that we're all envisioning it. But anyway, I think that they've taken a lot of time and a lot of effort and put it into this Club Wars update, and that's great. But the issue is that we haven't had any real content since June or July, whatever you want to call it, the summer update, because these last two are basically just small patches, which are fine. But when you break it down, when you go, especially on a mobile game, when you go, we're 6 months away from June. We'll call it June. When you go nearly 6 months without any form of like actual content that isn't brawlers or pay to win features, which is all we've gotten in the last 2 months, that's when people are going to start getting bored and burning out of the game and calling the game trash. So what Brawl Stars has done is they put all their eggs into this Club Wars feature basket, and they haven't given us anything else to actually enjoy in the game other than a new legendary brawler, a new chromatic brawler, and then some pay to win features that half the people can't enjoy anyway. So as of right now, we're just a little bit bored of the game, but once the club update hits, I think they're going to hit it. I think they'll nail it, and I think everybody will be reinterested in the game. And honestly, I'm expecting a huge boom in the game, a lot like we saw with Clash of Clans with their update, because I think that Club Wars is like the one feature that this game really, really needs. But we'll have to see what happens. But I'm very hopeful that they'll nail this update. All right, Atrex's next question: can you let me out of your basement? You're not in my basement. Quiet. Question number 4. Feet reveal when? What is wrong with you kids? Why do you want to see people's feet? You're not seeing my feet. Google someone else's feet. Look it up on the internet. No, don't look at my feet, you weirdos. Children are weird. All right, question number 5. Highlight of your life. Highlight of my life is probably my wedding. That sounds really sappy to say, but honestly, it's one of the happiest days of my life. Getting married to my wife is like, honestly, like one of the best accomplishments I've ever actually achieved. And we had a great wedding. We kept it small. We got everything we wanted done for the wedding, and I had a blast the whole time, and I will remember it till the day I die. And I honestly think that when I'm old and gray, it'll be one of the things that I think back on, and it will always make me feel better about like the way my life went. Just that wedding was it's such a high point. Question 6. That's sus, bro. All right, question 7. How do you hide a body? Asking for a friend. Dissolve it in acid, like they did in Breaking Bad. YouTube outros are hard. I really struggle with doing these ad-libbed. Anyway, this is the second attempt at the outro. So anyway, that's the end of the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I answered them as best as I could. I know I rambled for a bit on some of the questions. That's just how I talk, though. I do tend to ramble, and I try to go in depth with like all these answers and stuff like that. But if you have any more questions, or if you want to clarify anything, let me know down in the comments. If you made it this far in the video, also comment #JamFam. I really appreciate everybody watching it through the end. I hope like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Ask any more questions if you have them, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.